Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ranil Arindong. So today I will be presenting about of my topic, which is communication skills. So this topic is very important to us because communication is part of our everyday life, and whether at home, in school, or in the workplace.
So, communication skills are the abilities used to effectively give, receive, and interpret information encompassing verbal, nonverbal, and written communications, as well as active listening and empathy. So, communication skills are the abilities we use to share and understand information well. So, na-include diri ang talking or verbal, or body language, or facial expressions or nonverbal. Ang communications mas ang written. Ang listening carefully and understanding others' feelings. So, communication skills help us speak clearly, listen well, and understand people better.
The next one is segment of communication process. Communication is a dynamic process that begins with the conceptualizing of ideas by the sender, who then transmits the message through a channel to the receiver, who in turn gives the feedback in the form of some message of signals within the given time frame. So communication start when a person mag-start kay sender. So si sender mag-thinks of ideas they want to share. So they turn that idea into message and send it through a way of communication like talking, texting, or writing. Another person is so, sa receiver mag-gets na niyang message and tries to understand it. So after that, the receiver responds. So this response is called feedback. So all of this happens in a certain time. So and the process keeps going back and forth. So both sides understand each other. So here's the sixth communication process. First, sender, encoding, message, channel, receiver, and decoding. First is si sender. So the person who initiates the communication by having an idea or information to convey. So syempre si sender mo ay think or mag-initiate or siya ang mag-una o think og ideas para o unsa iyang gusto nga iingon dito kay receiver. Second, encoding, to the process where the sender translates their thoughts and ideas. So, encoding, so the way the sender turns their thoughts into words, gestures, or symbols. For example, you think of what to say and how to say it. Third one, message. So the information or idea being conveyed by the sender. So the information or idea that the sender wants to share the message. The fourth one, channel. So the medium or pathway through which the message is sent, such as telephone, email, or in-person conversation. So kabalo naman gid taon sa ni. So it is the way the message is sent. For example, you can talk or text or write a note. So the fifth one is receiver, the person or group who receives the message. So the person who gets the message. So for example, your friends who hears or reads your message. The next is decoding. So the process by which the receiver interprets the sender's message and tries to understand its meaning. So the way the receiver understands the message. So for example, your friend thinks about what you said and gets your idea. The last is feedback. So the receiver's response to the sender, which signals whether the message has understood. So the receiver's response or reactions to the message. So next is importance of communication. So communication is the key to sharing a good relationship with your family members. So family members share their happiness, sorrow, and stories through communication. So communication is very important in a family because it helps everyone stay close and understand each other. So when family members talk and listen to the one another, so they can share their feelings, whether they are happy or sad. So this helps build love, trust, and support. Um, if without communications, problem and understanding can happen, di ba? So, but when families communicate well, they can solve issues, celebrate together, and feel more connected. So, talking and listening each other keeps the family strong and united. Another importance is communication is the most important factor that helps you share a good relationship with your family. Without communication, you didn't know many things about the members of the family. Next is neglecting communications leads to having uncomfortable relationship with close members of your family. Next is verbal communications. It refers to the sharing or of ideas through the spoken and written word, and humans use it to interact with one another. So, ang verbal communications is using words to share idea or information. So, this can happen in two ways, by speaking or by writing. So, when people talk to each other face to face or on the phone, or in any conversation, they are using verbal communications. So, writing messages, letters, or notes is also a form of verbal communication because it uses words to send a message. So, it is how humans connect, express thoughts, and understand each other using spoken or written language. So here's the four types of verbal communications. First is interpersonal communications. Interpersonal communications involves of exchange of information between two or more people. Interpersonal communication is when two or more people talk and share information with each other, like friends having a conversation. The second type is intrapersonal communication. Intrapersonal communication involves communicating with yourself, which can be internal, out loud, or written. So, ang intrapersonal communication is when you communicate with yourself through your thoughts, writing a journal, or talking to yourself quietly. The third types is small group communications. So small group communications involves interacting with three or more people formally or informally. So a small group communication is when a few people, usually three or more, talk and work together either formally or informally. So for example, like classmates doing group activity. So mag-share og mga idea ang iyong mga groupmates. So all of these are ways to use words to share ideas and connect with others or even with ourselves. The last type is public communication. Public communication refers to the act of one person addressing a public gathering. So public communication happens when one person speaks in front of a group or audience, such as giving a speech or announcement. The next topic, which is a written communication. So it's the process of conveying ideas, information, and messages using written words or symbols. So allowing for clarity, permanence, and detailed record keeping. So written communication means sharing information through writing. So instead of speaking, we use words or symbols on paper, screen, or messages to express ideas. So this helps make the messages clear because the reader can see the exact words. So it also lasts longer so people can read it again. Later if they need to remember or check something. So rating is useful for keeping records, giving instruction for sharing important details in a way that can be saved and understood. Here's the example of written communications. Traditional, letters, memos, reports, books, and documents. So sa una, wala pa uso ang technology. So nauso sa una ang mga letters. So through letters, nakuan og communications. So for example, ang family nga ni abroad. So wala pa mga technology sa una. Wala pa mga other like cellphone na magamit na mag-chat-chat sa ilahang family nga nasa abroad. So ang ginabuhat sa ubang tao is through letter sila nagahatag og kanang letter sulat-sulat na para makuan nila sa ilahang family na nasa abroad. Next is digital, emails, text messages, instant messages, websites, blog, post, and online forms. So the next example is business specific. Contracts, job descriptions, proposals, employee manuals, and advertisement. The next is 6 essential steps of taking messages. The first one is answer with a professional greeting. Second, ask for caller information. Third, note the reasons for the call. The fourth one is record essential message details. Fifth, repeat the message for confirmation. Sixth is deliver the message. So in conclusion, communication skills are very important in our daily lives. They help us express our thoughts, feelings, and ideas clearly to others. So good communication, whether spoken, written, or through body language, builds strong relationships. So avoid misunderstandings and helps us work better with others. So ang communications is very important in our life because no communication diha jud makuan ang misunderstanding sa usag-usa. And that's all of my report and hope you guys na namoy nasabtan. Have a nice day everyone. God bless and keep safe.